In the previous video, I reframed what a lead is, which is an opportunity to have a conversation with someone who's interested in you, something you do, something you sell. And now the next obvious question is, how do I get leads and then get more of them? And finally, how do I keep them interested so they stick around and never click an unsubscribe or unfollow button? Well, the answer, of course, is to stay relevant and to offer them value. If what you're doing is irrelevant or a waste of time, it's just going to go straight in the trash. But if it's so good that they can't ignore you, they'll keep reading and listening and watching whatever it is that you send them. Now, there are a lot of ways to go about this. For me, I make sure I have a nice big fat pile of content at my disposal, and I can share it with someone whenever they tell me they're facing an issue that I know I can help them solve. In general, I follow the 80-20 rule, where 80% of the problems I hear about are the same ones over and over between different leads and prospects. So I always have content ready to address those normal problems. And then as I hear about new problems that I haven't really conquered or I don't have a ton of content about, that's usually in the other 20%. And even within that 20%, there's 80% problems. So you just keep slicing the things smaller and smaller. And over time, I build up a big, useful library of content that I've either made myself or gathered from other people. So I have it handy and I can be solving people's problems. But you know what? Content, no matter how much you have, is useless if you've got no one to share it with. So first, let's talk about attracting a lead. Now, attracting a lead is all about earning attention, not demanding it. And your content is like a beacon. You need to emit or broadcast something that's worth paying attention to. And you have to figure out how to get that signal in front of someone, the right person. And for anything to resonate and earn their attention, it needs to be clear and insightful, educational, humorous, original, and if possible, a little bit of all of those things. Now, great content speaks directly to someone experiencing it. It names the thing that they're struggling with and reflects how they're feeling. It makes them say, "Oh my goodness, yes, this scratches the itch. Thank you so much." You want your reader to feel seen in a way that doesn't come from a sales call. You can do this with a blog post, a LinkedIn post, a short video, a one-pager explainer, a diagram, even a meme. Memes are super effective for this. And when you do your job right, attraction happens. Instead of chasing leads, they start coming to you. It's practically magic. And once you've got their attention, the job changes from attracting leads to retaining leads. Now, everyone gets hung up on the attraction part. We just want more leads. But retention is actually much harder and where most companies completely fall apart. It's actually pretty easy to attract a little bit of interest and then immediately smother it, which is funny because almost all the emails and calls I get are about attracting leads through distribution and not about retention. So when it comes to retention, there are a few ways to immediately scare off a lead. And you probably have tried some of these. Here are the usual suspects. Let's get on a call. Just following up again. Circling back. Wanted to put this at the top of your inbox. Not sure if you saw my previous email. Please, stop doing this. I beg of you. On behalf of all the other humans out there, this will never work. And if it does, it's probably not a customer that you'll want. It's probably not a very smart or sensible customer. Now, these tactics, they don't work because they're not relevant to a real buyer. So if you want to scare off a lead, just start talking about and saying things that they don't want to hear, like all about yourself. But if you want to be consistently helpful without being annoying, you need to provide value over time. Now, what's cool about this is your content strategy actually becomes a relationship strategy. And retaining a lead means anticipating their next question and sending the answer right when they need it. So here's a pro tip. Some pre-written email sequences have links to the next email in the sequence. So your prospect can just get all the content they need instead of waiting several days to get the next drip email. Highly recommend you check that out. Now, a strategic, well-written email sequence means acting like a quiet guide in the background, not some noisy, desperate interruption. Please buy my stuff. Click the link, get a demo, get a free whatever. You don't want to be that person. You need to be sharing something useful without asking for anything in return. When you pull yourself out of these, the day-to-day details, you can really easily see the truth that every buyer's journey is just a long string of helpful moments. The team that can string together the most helpful moments has the best chance of winning. Now, none of this is random or luck or hopium. You can map and plan it all out once you understand your buyer. And to understand your buyer, you should watch our first video series on bettersalescontent.com to learn more about that. You can build content that guides people from interest all the way to intent without ever needing a rep to check in, because it's literally built into the content. It fills those gaps. And that's the beauty of great sales content. It acts like a magnet when you need attention, and like a bridge when you need progress. When you build and design your content well, your leads don't disappear. They stick around and they keep coming back. They even share your content with their team. And eventually, they raise their hand and say, hey, let's talk. Not because you chased them down, but because you helped them move forward. Okay, now that you know a bit about how to attract and retain leads, next we're going to talk about why reps can't wait around for warm leads. No matter how cold a lead might appear, there's still opportunity to make something happen. And you don't have to just count on marketing or some other team to take care of it.